Hi there guys, Riath here from tabletopminis.com and welcome to episode 3 of questions and answers. So we've got a few questions from our last video that I've compiled into a list. Not quite as many questions as I hoped for, but I think because I asked questions at the end of the last one, it was more kind of answers to my questions than new questions. So I've compiled a few questions from various videos we've done over the last week or so, and we'll just go through them and then maybe share some thoughts with you after that. So first thing I want to say is I've noticed and I've got feedback from a few of you guys that other people have been reposting our videos on other channels. So I've noticed there's been 4 channels that have gone up in the last couple of days, or well, actually it's been the last week and a half or two, but I only noticed it a few days ago when I seen it in there in the YouTube search as a related search. And I suspect it's one guy, but you know, maybe more. They're basically downloading our videos and re-uploading them for themselves. I don't know why they do that, but we have reported them to YouTube, and I think 2 of them have been took down, and I'm still waiting to get closure on my disputes, copyright infringements for the other 2. So hopefully it's one guy and he'll get the message and he'll stop. But I apologize if you've, you know, when you search for Age of Sigmar and you look by upload date, you might see reposts of our videos. They're not from us, and I'd appreciate it if you see them to just not watch them, but hopefully, like I said, that'll stop soon. So on to your questions. And so I've got a question here from Wolf, and he asks, is there any chance of seeing an Orcs and Goblins army detecting a serious lack of WA in your channel? So we don't actually have any Orcs and Goblins other than a couple of special miniatures like the Warhammer Online, you know, the special model that came out for that, and a few other little things. I do love Orcs and Goblins, but they're a horde army, so they require a lot of time and effort to assemble and paint. And I'm sure we will get Orcs and Goblins, but I'm not sure if it'll be anytime soon. So maybe come back to that question near the end. Next question here from Monley. And see, my printer ran out of ink, so I've just basically scribbled on a sheet some of these questions, so apologize if I don't have the full question here, but I got the gist of it. So Monley's asking, how do you feel about playing on a 4x4 table? I play a lot with my girlfriend now due to it being very easy to learn. 4x4 table I think is absolutely fine. It's definitely not small for Age of Sigmar. Most of the times in our battle reports, actually, we only tend to use 4x4 off the mat, and a lot of the time the terrain that we set up and we roll to see what type of mysterious terrain it is. It's kind of a bit of a wasted space or a waste of time rolling because we never get to use it because we kind of everything congregates in the middle. I think it depends on the size of army you're playing mainly, or if you're doing something special. But in the scenario books, or the scenario books that we've had so far, they do show 6x4 tables, but I think you could easily just make that 4x4 and you'd be absolutely fine. And you know, if you've got a small room to play in, which I think you did say in your comment, yeah, go for it, for sure. And he also made a point there that he is he's going to teach his girlfriend how to play now due to it being easy to learn. And this is one thing I really want to say. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing, which is a lot of these channels popping up like Dad and Lad. I don't know if you've seen that. And MC1 Gamer, he's released some videos of him playing his kid. Because the game's so easy to pick up, I think that is one of the really, really good things about it. You know, you can get your girlfriend involved or get your kids involved. Personally, I've got 3 kids, but the oldest one's 5, so mine are a bit too young to get into it yet. But well, actually, I don't think I have the model here, but I bought. I was in the Games Workshop with my son like 6 months ago or so, and we were just browsing, and he's seen this Taurox Prime, and he's like, I need that tank. So I thought, oh, we'll just get him the tank and we'll just it'll be his little toy and see what he does with it. And it was really cool. Like, he got the little tank. I helped him assemble it, and then when I was playing around with the airbrush, like let him sort of hold the airbrush with me and spray on all the different colors, and he kept changing his mind what colors he wanted to put on it. It ended up looking like a reggae tank. I don't have it here to show you, but I will show you it sometime. It is pretty funny. But yeah, back to my point, Age of Sigmar is really good for newcomers to the hobby, which I think is why Games Workshop at least started with the starter set as a base, with, you know, a small rulebook pamphlet you can read in sort of 10-15 minutes, and you'll get an idea of how the game plays. And I think that will get expanded upon through War Scrolls and, you know, Time of War rules and all them type of things. So that's great. We've got here Greg Ainsborough. What system are you using to balance armies? So we get asked this quite a lot, and I know there's lots of efforts from various people making up different ways of balancing through SDK or through you know, wound caps and stuff like that. We're not using any of them. I don't think that the intention of the game is to really try and balance like that. I think it's meant to be kind of you just do what you think, or take what you think is a reasonable amount, and then hopefully your opponent feels the same. And I think I was watching some of Reef Beastman's videos, and he made a really good point about it's, you know, it's not the army that he's playing, it's the person he's playing. So I think he kind of shares a similar kind of mentality towards army building. So I think that's cool. I don't think you really need to if you're playing with the reasonable people, but I think he said that he reckons it's about 20% of people are reasonable, something like that. So I'm not sure, but we don't, because, you know, we're playing each other, like our, you know, we're all kind of family and stuff. So we can have an honest conversation about what we think, and you know, there's no issues there. So, but I think if you're for pickup games and things like that, you know, if it's people you don't know, it could be hit or miss. But then, you know, just don't play them people. Don't play them people again. And maybe some good ways will come out that you can balance the armies, like through maybe not wound caps, but some other sort of method. I think whatever method becomes successful, it'll be something relatively simple. So I've seen there was like a Games Workshop store came out with a A4, you know, and there's a few calculations and stuff in there. I don't think anything like that's really going to be took on like mainstream. It has to be simple. It has to be something that you can just sort of, you know, you can do it in like 5 minutes, or, you know, 5 minutes tops. Otherwise people just won't use it, because people don't like complexity unnecessarily. And these systems, you know, they're not necessarily balanced at the end anyway. So that's all I'll say for that. Redbeard Boss, what kind of camera do you use? Can you do a video about your equipment setup, because you do the best battle reports on YouTube? Well, I don't think we do the best battle reports on YouTube. I think there's lots of other channels that do good or great, excellent battle reports on YouTube, and everybody's kind of got their own style. And but anyway, to your question, the camera is an XA10, Canon XA10. We could do a video for sure on, you know, if a lot of you guys are kind of new to making videos, or you're kind of starting channels and stuff, if there's interest to get some tips, then I'll be more than happy to either do a video or share with you what we've learned over the last few months making videos, because we're not from a sort of a video producing background or anything like that. You know, I'm an electrical engineer by education, offshore petroleum engineer by trade, and putting a camera in my hand is, you know, it's not something that I do very often. So when we started making these YouTube videos, we kind of started from scratch. You know, everything from understanding the importance of good lighting to different methods of editing your footage, and I could definitely do at least an hour or two on that. So if there's interest for me to do it, I'll do it. just let me know in the comments. If there's, if it's just one person, it's probably better to do it through email or Skype or something. But if there's a lot of people that would like to get some sort of behind the scenes of, how we're doing all this, then I'm more than happy to do that. And Redbeard Boss, he also did some interesting videos. He's only got a couple of videos on his channel, but I liked his commentary. And he did some on chariots, the best chariot and the worst. And I think he came up with the High Elf Tiranoc chariot as the worst, and the Slaanesh Seeker chariot. Was it Slaanesh or Tzinch? But the other one was just amazing. So yeah, go check that out if you want. Brandon Lenane, he says, do geysers erupt every turn? So when we were playing on the Realm of Fire map, or Realm of Fire rules from the scenario book, there's Time of War rules that come with that, where geysers blow up every turn, and that's in every player turn off every battle round. So they blow up twice per battle round. Hagen Steg here, he says, any idea on getting microphones for both of you? I would really like that both of you tell the stuff you do for your own army. It feels like you're playing solo and deciding everything for your opponent. I think it'd definitely be a good idea. We've experimented, like we started making battle reports with just one mic on me and the opponent talking, and then when I edit the video, my audio comes through clear, but every time my opponent talks, I have to manually adjust the volume up just to get some balance, which was quite long-winded. And then we tried using just the camera internal microphone, which works okay, because it's kind of omnidirectional. It picks up everything, which is okay. I mean, the balance is okay, but the quality of the audio is not as good. And the best solution, obviously, is to actually have two of these dedicated lavalier mics on both of us. The only thing is, then we'd have to buy another microphone, and these things aren't cheap. They're like sort of 300, around about that, and that's pounds. So they're quite expensive. So I'm not sure. I think we will probably get a second one at some point. I mean, we're continuously working on trying to improve what we're doing. So it's really about what gives us the most bang for the buck. So yeah, we'll see whether we get another mic. So unfortunately, that is all the questions that you guys have put in the comments. If you can please use this Q&A video to ask questions for the next episode, that'd be great. So I don't really have to go through lots of different videos. So a couple of questions that I have for you guys this week is, what armies would you like to see? So at the moment we've got high elves, large dwarfs, we've got chaos, Khorne, and we've got small wood elf, and we've got Stormcast Eternals. And a few of the comments that we had were like, can you guys play some different armies other than Stormcast versus Chaos? Because a lot of the videos that are coming out just now, they are Stormcast versus Chaos. And I thought to myself, well, I thought people would actually want to see Stormcast versus Chaos, because, the whole storyline here is, the Stormcasts, they've been sent down by Sigmar to reclaim the mortal realms. It's mainly a fight here between Stormcasts and Chaos, and following the scenarios or trying to sort of keep the narrative or keep to the narrative as much as possible. I thought it would be. I didn't think anybody would complain about it, but we have brought our high elves and dwarves in a few videos, and we've got more stuff getting painted just now for like wood elves and some other armies. But what do you think? Do you think that maybe we don't have enough variety? We've also started Skaven as well. We've only got the Skaven from the Island of Blood box set, but with all the new well, the repacks that have come out with the plague monks and plague furnaces and stuff. We were thinking about adding to that to make it a sort of reasonable size Skaven army. So yeah, I mean, what armies would you like to see? If you noticed a few days ago, the new Forge World web store went up, and they're using the same type of layout and ordering system as they did on, or they do on the Games Workshop. And when it went up, they also put on the War Scrolls for the all of their, well, they don't have all of the Age of Sigmar models or their old fantasy models, but they've got some of them. And two of the main War Scrolls there were for the Chaos Nurgle Tamerkin's Horde, and the other one's Legion of Asgore, which is the Chaos Dwarfs. And I had a look through that, and it just looks amazing. Like I actually sat there probably for about an hour or two just looking through reading the War Scrolls and looking at the Forge World models, and then looking at YouTube videos of people who've painted the models and stuff, and it really got me quite into the, like, oh, maybe I should get a Tamerkin Horde. And then I went through all the models, and I seen, this was the day that the web store went up, and I seen all the models were there apart from the Chaos War Mammoth and the Chaos Giant and Tamerkin. And then so I did a quick search on eBay, and I seen there was one Tamerkin model for sale for £400, and I thought, it's a real shame that Forge World have put up this Tamerkin's Horde, but they don't have Tamerkin. And then what do you know happens is, I think it was the next day, Tamerkin's back on sale. So I'm really tempted to pull the trigger on a Tamerkin's Horde army. And actually, Legions of Asgore look pretty tasty as well, with that Draz Hoth guy. So we are definitely expanding our armies. We're just, you know, we're trying to get the armies that you know, will make good videos. You guys will like to watch them. I kind of come from the perspective that I'd like to go through the scenarios and go as these books come out. So, you know, this one that's just come out today, Quest for Ghal Maraz, is just a continuation of the story in the first scenario book. And I was quite hoping to kind of do the whole Stormcast versus Khorne in the Realm of Fire, then do like Nurgle versus Sylvaneth in the Realm of Life, and then you know, Tzeentch versus Stormcast in the Realm of Metal, and kind of try and play the scenarios with armies that kind of fit the fluff. But you know, if you guys aren't really enjoying seeing Stormcast a lot, and I'm not sure whether you are or not, maybe, you know, if when you get comments, like if I get 2 comments that say we don't like watching Stormcast, can you vary up? You know, that could be the 0.001% of you, or that could be a general feeling that, you know, not many of you are sharing. So that's kind of what I was hoping to do, but I think actually it doesn't really matter so much, because the scenarios can be played with any army, and you can kind of make the scenario fit the fluff. You know, there can be other battles going on while this is happening in the same realms and so on. I don't think it's a big issue really trying to keep to the armies that are actually, you know, fully covered in the story. So yeah, I mean, what armies do you guys want to see? I'm thinking either Tamerkin's Horde, or, you know, there's a couple here, and it will take a bit of time to get them painted up and stuff, but Tamerkin's Horde, quite excited about that. Legions of Asgore, I think Yahya would like to play with them, so maybe we can do that as well. And I quite want to do an undead army, and he wants to sort of get more Skaven, build up the Skaven army. So, because at the moment we've got a lot of order troops, but in the chaos and destruction and death we don't really have that much. You know, we've only got some Khorne and some Skaven, and you know, a couple other models like Archaon and stuff. So what would you like to see? And yeah, I don't know if you've seen in the pre-releases that exalted Deathbringer model. He looks amazing for the Chaos. You know, but he is Khorne, and then having to play more Khorne, I don't know whether you guys would be that interested in seeing Chaos so much. So not sure about that. So other thing I wanted to mention was we may be doing some Google Hangouts. So I've seen on a couple of the channels, Warhammer channels, like you guys do Hangouts anyway, and I thought it might be interesting because we tend to paint in the evenings, almost every evening, and maybe it'd be cool to do a painting hangout. So for some of you guys who maybe just play Age of Sigmar and paint a lot, and you know you don't have that much to watch in the evenings or whatever, you can just come sit in our hangout. We'll just chat, and while we paint, nothing too formal. You know, we might just just have a sort of just painting and bullshitting, and so we might start that tomorrow. I'm not sure tomorrow or the next day. We're kind of fiddling around at the moment because we've not used Hangouts before, but they do look really easy. Like we did some test Hangouts in like private ones just to see, because our upload speed's quite low here. It's about 0.9 megabits. So, but it seemed to come through okay. Like it's not great, but you know, it's the only thing we can do with an upload like that, unless we go to just dedicated videos. But I think the Hangout might be cool because it's interactive. So, you know, you guys can not only ask questions, but I mean, it's not like we're experts, you know, we're just hobbyists that play the game. So, you know, we can just talk about things. It might be quite fun. And there's, you know, 2 or 3 of us at the painting desk through there. So, and also, you know, we can get some ideas for the channel, or, you know, just share some stuff like news, rumors, whatever, like, and we could do that on, you know, we could do that on a daily basis if we wanted, because in the evenings, you know, we're kind of free. I mean, I am at the moment at my parents' place with my 2 brothers. So, and I've got 3 kids, by the way, so I'm quite busy and the house is quite chaotic. So what you see so far, or what you have seen, is just our like stable, which is kind of through the blast door, or the you know, the noise. This is like the noise chamber. It kind of keeps all the noise out. But if we move into the house when we're painting and put it on the live stream, it might be a bit too noisy for you guys, but we can always cut in and out. It's kind of a test. We can maybe try it, and if it doesn't seem to be working, then we won't use it. And you know, we might not even put the videos on the YouTube channel. It'll just be like Hangouts where we just hang out, and then, you know, when it's done, it's done. The video doesn't go up. It's just for like sort of yeah, just hanging out and having a bit of a laugh. I'd like to just mention this channel, and this is, I'm not in any way affiliated with this channel, but I think they do some really amazing work, and they're painting Buddha. Many of you have probably heard of them before or watched their videos. They're kind of for an advanced level painter, like the main guy there, Ben Comet. He does like, I think he's won 30 odd Golden Demons. He's won Slayer Sword 3 or 4 times. And they've been covering a lot of Age of Sigmar, like painting Stormcast Eternals and Korghos Kull, and he's just such an amazing painter. And he's got this technique, it's called the loaded brush technique. I'm not going to garble on about it for too long, but when I watch his videos, it just really does inspire me to paint better. And I featured him on our YouTube channel, and go and check him out if you're into quite advanced painting. And some of his stuff, I'm sure you'll learn something from him, because he really is good. So what do we have this week? On pre-orders, we've got Nurgle repacks pretty much. There's nothing really new coming out other than the Exalted Deathbringer, but the Deathbringer does look really cool. And today, or well, today's Saturday, this morning, I guess we had our quest for Ghal Maraz and all that stuff become available. What do you guys think about these limited edition books that they're doing? Like, it seems like the value of limited editions kind of gone down in my mind with Games Workshop. Like in the past, when a limited edition come out, it was really something special, but they seem to be doing a limited edition of pretty much every book that comes out now has got a limited edition that's like twice the price. And you know, they do look quite nice. And I mean myself, I've paid for, like, I've got limited edition Eldar Craft Worlds Codex, which I paid quite a lot for, and it was quite nice. You get some fancy objective tokens and the gold leaf on the books and stuff, but they seem to be doing it so frequently, and because they're releasing their release schedule so fast, it's like, you know, if you buy a limited edition, it's like, you know, there's 10 more limited editions that have come out after that. It just kind of feels like, I know they're trying to aim to be like collectible, like high value, excellent quality, sort of collectors type of thing, but yeah, I'm kind of a little bit, I don't know what the word is, kind of put off by the amount of limited edition stuff coming out. The other thing is that the Age of Sigmar scenery. I think it was really cool that they're making all this new scenery. We had the Realm Gates, and then we had the Ophidian Archway, and then the Dragon Fate Dais, and what was the fourth one? The Numulus Oculum. And I think we're going to get the Chaos Fortress next week or a few weeks after that. But you can see it in all the books, like the quest for Ghal Maraz. You can see some of the new scenery that's coming. I think it looks pretty cool. Like I'm quite glad that Games Workshop's doing this scenery stuff. That's another great thing I think about Age of Sigmar is the scenery. Like they've give everybody. You know, you've got so much room to do whatever you want. You know, you've got like 8 different realms that you can model scenery for, like you know, realm of fire, volcanoes, and all this type of thing. The normal kind of stuff like realm of life and that, and realm of metal. Like when I think in my head, what would I like to use for a realm of metal gaming board? Your imagination can just go wild. There's so many different options, and you know, there's not one thing that is like how it should be played. It's like you just kind of go off the descriptions. But if you're a terrain builder, if that's your thing, Age of Sigmar is like giving you so much options. Yeah, I really like that. And what else? So yeah, the quest for Ghal Maraz came out today. So that is now the next book, where 12 storm hosts are sent to the hanging valleys of Anvrok to get the, well, the spoiler maybe. They are, so spoiler warning. They've been sent to get Ghal Maraz. So at the end of the last scenario book, they found Ghal Maraz below that Sinch kind of fort, or in the Shaman, which is the realm of metal. And now Sigmar knows that Ghal Maraz is there. He's sent down the storm host to get it back. And the book also covers, in the realm of life, the Rotwater Blight, where Nurgle's fighting Sylvaneth and Stormcast. So they're trying to find a Lariel. So that's quite cool. Like, I really like these, how the story is advancing. I'm just kind of wondering, at this sort of pace, with only 8 realms, what's going to happen after sort of book 5 or 6, which is, I mean, only a couple of months away, I would imagine. You know, at some point, it's got to kind of reach its steady state where it's, because I can't see them putting out releases this quickly forever. I mean, okay, a lot of the releases they're doing now, or new releases they call it, are just repacks of models. But as far as the story goes, I'm interested in what direction the story is going to go after Sigmar reclaims these mortal realms, or at what point is it going to get to the sort of steady state where it's, you know, chaos fighting order. But yeah, I guess we'll see. It's anyone's guess at the moment. So there was 8 new battle plans with that. I think some of them are battle plans designed around using the new scenery, like the Dragon Fate Days. So that's quite cool. What do you guys think of these Times of War rules? Like for the realms, you know, each realm has got all these special rules to kind of, you know, like in the Realm of Fire, you've got the bubbling geysers, sort of can kill models within like 6 inches, and you roll to see which geyser erupts. In the Realm of Life, you've got this, you know, this rot on all the terrain. So if you're within an inch of a terrain piece, you roll dice, and you know you can take mortal wounds and stuff like that. I mean, we're playing in pretty much every game, I think. So, but I don't see any other battle reports really using the Time of War rules. I mean, they are using the mystical scenery, but they're not using the actual realm rules. Do you think they're an unnecessary complication, or do you think they're quite cool? And another thing, there was a rumors document came out a few days ago, or about a week ago. It's called the Laws of War, and this is a document that it's proposed that it's an authentic Games Workshop document, and it covers how you actually balance armies. So it's quite ingenious might not be the word, but it seems quite well thought through. Like, I've read through it, and it doesn't appear to be fake to me. But and some people have commented on Warseer that, you know, they're in the know about documents and so on, and they've looked through it, and it looks like the font, the borders, the sizing of everything, and even, you know, the metadata that's associated with the file, as in like what piece of software generated the file, it all seems to match up with what Games Workshop uses to make its PDFs and stuff. So if this is legit, it seems like a really interesting way of playing. I mean, maybe we'll do a battle report or two using them rules just to test them out. But if you've read through it, it definitely seems quite well thought out. It might have been an idea that was presented to within Games Workshop and they decided not to use it, or it might be something that's planned to come out in the future. But it definitely adds some extra depth and maybe resolve some of the balancing issues. It did seem like it may be a little complicated though for what Games Workshop would come out with for Age of Sigmar, because there's a lot of things you need to count up before using them rules. But nonetheless, it was quite interesting to read, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I don't think there's anything else really to cover. We're definitely enjoying our Age of Sigmar games at the moment, and we've started mixing up our battle reports. We did a 40k one and Necromunda one recently, and you'll definitely see more 40k and them other games on our channel. But yeah, our focus is kind of Age of Sigmar at the moment, and really enjoying it. So thanks for watching, guys. Please leave your comments below and your questions. I really would like to get some questions from you guys for the next one, so I don't have to pad it out with you know, harping on about rumors and such. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Appreciate all of your likes, subscribes, our patrons, the guys out there who've chosen to support our channel. A million thanks to you guys. We're loving making these videos and loving everything about what this channel and what we're doing, and the feedback we're getting from you guys is amazing, and we hope to continue. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys next time.